Don't go too fast. Okay, she pushes. I like that. They absolutely are horrible. Even just coming here, I was like gonna have a freaking breakdown. I was trying to get on the freeway and nobody likes to let you in, so you have to like press the gas more than anything. And when you're trying to merge on, nobody wants to let you merge. So it's like, hey, I'm coming. Even though like, yeah, you're supposed to try to merge in with everybody. It doesn't always work that way. It doesn't always work. Sometimes you gotta be mean and you have to be aggressive because they do not go.
So that's the type of driver you are? You gotta take it? It's all right, look, I'm here
I learned from my daddy.
There you go. Shouts out daddy.
Yeah. For the worst, Nissan Altimas. Because they think that they can push 100 on the freeway and have nothing wrong with it, but it's always the Nissan Altimas that have the front bumper or the back bumper messed up. Always. And they're always crazy drivers. They always go in and out. See, I personally drive a Lexus, but me, I go like normal like range. Like I'm trying to just be like normal on the freeway. I usually go around speed limit, usually around 75. But the Nissan Altimas, they just zoom, and I'm like, where did you come from?
There's something to say about the Nissan drivers. Like they all think that they're like in Porsches.
Oh yeah, they think that they're the only ones on the road.
It's crazy.
It's insane. I'm like, what are you? Hello?
I couldn't do it.
You mean the best ones that I've seen? I do want to say either Lexus or Mercedes, but Lexus because Lexus drivers are usually old people. If I'm being honest, it's usually an old person. Every time I see a Lexus, it's an old person, or it's like someone that, like me, per se, someone that tries to be like a little bit more classy. It's always like it's like a mom kind of like brand car, I want to say, or like a grandma car. I call my car a grandma car. I could drive off a lot with this car, I would, honestly. Passenger, I liked it because I like being a little passenger princess. I like to sit. You're not supposed to put your feet up, but if I could, I would have put my feet up. You would have seen little toe prints. I do that. Like there was a little off topic, but like there was
No,
one
I'm here
time,
for it. It's an interview, so I'm here for it.
My friend was detailing my car, and my ex-boyfriend had driven me one time, obviously, and so I forgot to like wash the inside of my window, and you can see my toe prints, and he sends me a picture and it's like, not your toe prints right here. And I was like, that's embarrassing.
So that's the new way of marking territory for girls?
Yeah.
Because it used to be the hairband in the side.
Yeah.
But the toe prints is like the...
Mm-hmm. If I was in a guy's car and I saw toe prints, I'd be like, who was in my seat? That's something that I would say.
I love that clip already.
I honestly have been in fitness for like 5 to 6 years. For when I first started though, I did not do it right. So like I was doing legs every single time I was in the gym. You're not supposed to do that. Because if you work out just one like area, you're not really gonna see much change in any other area. So if like, for me personally, this last year, I have tried to include every single muscle group. Whereas years before that, I didn't. But I also didn't eat right. So a lot of people like to follow like the social media like prototype of like bodybuilding. Me, I had to figure out like you can't do that. Social media plays a really big role in fitness. So when I first started, I just followed strictly like what everybody was posting. I followed like the little gimmicks, like the little workouts that they tell you like, oh, this will help you grow your butt, this will help you grow your legs, or this will give you that hourglass figure. And it's some BS like kind of like workout, like it's nothing to do with that muscle group, but they're gonna tell you to help you grow hourglass. And you're like, oh. And then even with like the little diets, like they'll tell you, oh, do an all liquid diet. I'm sorry, what? You want me to drink liquid only?
Yeah, I don't feel like you can get a lot of protein off of that.
No.
And isn't that what builds the ass, is protein?
Exactly. Women need to eat. Everybody needs to eat to grow, and that's what they don't understand. Me, so I switched gyms because I used to go to Body Exchange. I was going there for about 5 years.
Okay.
I did not like that gym anymore. I got very tired of it. and you kind of have to find like what helps you kind of like just want to be like motivated to go.
Okay.
So, I switched.
What causes the switch? Like, what made you say I'm tired of this gym now?
It was just so boring. Like every time I went, I would have like a decent workout, but I could never find like my groove. Because Body Exchange is more of like a bodybuilding kind of gym, in my opinion. Others might think like differently. But I personally like the more light, because I go to choose. So a lot of people like dingy light. I don't like dingy. I like more vibrant because it makes me more awake. And I started to get excited. Like when I switched, I started to get excited because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym and it's gonna be a good workout. It's bright in there. There's a sauna. There's a steam room. I really like the sauna. I'm a sauna girl. And so ever since like I started going, I found like kind of like my way of working out, because they have like they have an outside, and I like figured out like I want to move my body, like because when I was doing like the bodybuilding workouts, like I wasn't able to like move.
Okay.
And so when I was doing that, like I just felt more stiff. I felt more like I can't move, like because I did Muay Thai for a little bit and I still want to go back, but it's just met my schedule all over the place. But when I was doing Muay Thai, I was a little bit more like stiff. So when I started moving my body more, I loosened up, so I didn't look like I was like that stiff bodybuilder that could barely throw a punch, because a lot of them really can't throw a punch.
No, listen, I think that's like the typical bad bitch martial arts. Like they all go to, what is it about Muay Thai? Is it Muay Thai? Muay Thai is a drink. Look at my ass. Muay Thai. What is it about Muay Thai that's appealing to women?
You get to let your anger out. Honestly, yeah, because us women, we have a lot of hormones, so it's like, especially during like the time of month, I call it Tom, but during that, like you just have a lot of like anger built up, and so it's kind of like you get frustrated, you get sad, you get your sad girl hours, so you cry. I haven't really cried, but like it helps with that, and it helps you deal with your emotions. So it's like, say you get pissed off about something, oh, let me go hit the bag. Or let me go have a session right now, because then that way I can get my anger out and I can get to hit something without damaging something. You know, and you have gloves on usually, or you can wrap your hands, but for me I like to wear the gloves so I don't break a nail.
Okay.
I really like it also because it has everything to do with like you're kicking, you're throwing punches, you're like dodging, obviously. You're just learning how to defend yourself. So for me as a woman, I feel a little bit more protected because I know how to defend myself in a combat sense. I view my tattoos as a map of my life. So almost every single tattoo that I have has a meaning. A lot of people don't think that they have a meaning, but they really do. So I have one that wraps around like my arm, my leg, and it goes around up to my neck right here. So it goes up right here.
I'll attach the pictures from the article. I'll put it in the video. There, I got you.
So that one I do for growth. So every time I feel like I grew or I had some growth in life, I add to it. So I recently just added onto my arm, but I want to add more onto my stomach because I have it, but I don't have it filled in yet.
Okay.
The one on my arm on this side, my sleeve, it is a family tattoo. So it's all of my siblings' birth flowers on my arm, because I wanted one for my family, but I have too many siblings. I'm 10, I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get one for every single one of them because that would technically fill up my entire arm. So I was like, well, let me think. So I started with my parents up here, and then these are all my siblings, but I pretty much have to get every dang month because everybody's born in like the different months pretty much. Yeah. And they all had kids, so I kind of want to incorporate all of that. My patchwork, they all have a meaning. These ones, I'm still standing. I have 1 Peter 5:10 because I am very religious. I am Christian. So I'm pretty much just like, I emphasize a lot of it with God and Jesus and Christianity. So I do have another one right here, Matthew 28:20. I have Corinthians, do everything in love. And then this one isn't really like in the Bible, but it is later, you won't understand. So that's kind of just like a motivational thing for myself. And then even on my hand, like, remember why you started, you are your only limit. I have Sanskrit on my hand, so this one is for good luck. This one is for money and wealth.
Come on.
And also good luck. And then 444, guidance and protection.
Come on now.
I pretty much I love to incorporate things like that because it's kind of like, oh, okay. And then like I have, which one is it? A dandelion. And then I have a dragonfly. A dragonfly is also for good luck. And then the dandelion is like a sign of change. So I did, well, story time.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
I was upstairs in like an apartment of where I was at the time.
We can head back whenever, just letting you, as long as we got enough gas. That's
not even gonna lie, I don't know.
Oh shit, okay.
I'm like,
I got you. We can make a left up here. We can make
a left?
Yeah.
No, so the Dandelion, I was upstairs in an apartment building. I was out of state. This was when I was going through like a little bit of a tougher time. I was kind of like,
what made it tough?
Yeah,
that's what
a relationship. I was going through like a breakup, time of change, and everything like that. So I was just like, I need a sign. Like, I need something. And mind you, it was not windy outside at all. I was upstairs. So I'm upstairs looking outside. So there's no wind, no nothing. It's pretty like flat of where I was. And I randomly see a dandelion floating. And it was like fully intact. And so I'm like, what the heck? Like, that's weird. Because why is a dandelion, when it's not even windy, floating through the window? So my nosy self, I looked it up, and it says sign of change. And I kid you not, once I left wherever I was at, my whole life did like a 360. So it was kind of weird, and then I finally was like, you know what, I'm gonna get that tattooed. So I got a tattoo.
And there it is. And there it is. Okay, I like this. I do like the interview part. I don't want to just talk about the car the whole time. We can talk about cars, but it gets boring. I want to know about you. So, just like how you said there was some type of mental change in your life, my next question has to do with more physical change, right? So I want to know about, this is a very simple question. If you can take a road trip anywhere in the world, where would you go? And only a road trip.
Only a road trip.
Yeah.
I would probably go back to Yellowstone. I would take a trip to Yellowstone because I did a drive from here to North Dakota one time. And it's a long drive, but it is a very, very pretty drive. And so you get to pass through Yellowstone. And Yellowstone, I can say, is probably one of the most beautiful places I have driven through. It is very, very pretty. And I love like landscape, and I love looking at things, and I love getting out. I like the wildlife. I like to be able to see things. So like just that drive alone was very peaceful, and I like driving. For me, it brings me peace of mind. If I need like a little drive, I will go on a drive. Say it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, I will go on a drive just to clear my mind, and I listen to music. So that's why, like, when he said like there's like 16 speakers in this car, I was like, sold. Like, you got me on that.
I like it. I like it. Because I was gonna give you a hard time, be like, yo, but you said you like Passenger Princess, but you say driving is more of a self-therapy thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a little therapy.
You like driving it as a form of therapy, not to commute.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
I like it. And then I want to talk about, speaking of driving, you know, this car, Mikey already told you about the performance.
Right.
So I'm really curious to know, what was the fastest car you've ever been in your life? Either ridden or driven.
Before,
you can make it right up here.
Before this one, I do want to say it was a Mercedes-Benz. I was with a friend who was driving it, and he was like, try it. And so we drove, and he was like, just go ahead and try it. And so it did go really fast. I don't even remember. It was a while ago. I was like probably like,
oh, you're making a left right over there, right past the Jeep.
I was probably like 16 or 17 at the time, I want to say. And it was like my first time driving like a fancy car, because I was a Nissan driver. As I was talking a little bit of smack, I was driving a Nissan Sentra, so of course it's a 4-cylinder, it does not go anywhere. So it was completely different for me, because I was like, oh shoot, like this is pretty fast. But besides that one, then now it's this one, because this went faster than the Mercedes, I want to say.
There we go. And then my last question for you, it has to be is road trip. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead. When we pull up in here, I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you, because it wouldn't be like, how was the ride? And I want you to kind of, we're gonna do that outside. So just go ahead. So pull it in right in front. You don't even gotta park it. Just